So Argentina then, a record 16-time Copa America champions, now back to back as they have won 3 straight major international titles. For more on this, let's welcome into the show our good friend and colleague Alejandro Moreno, who of course played in the semifinals of this competition back in 2011 with Venezuela. Ale, lots of places to start, but I feel like we got to start in the moment when Messi comes out of this game in the second half. How, without him, was Argentina still able to come out on top?
Drama. Drama for Argentina. Drama for the Argentina fans. Yes, Lionel Messi is coming off the field, and there's tears from Lionel Messi, there's tears from the fans, there's tears from the stadium, there's tears on TV, there's tears everywhere. Lionel Messi is off the field. How is Argentina going to win it? I tell you how they're going to win it. I'm going to say it. Yes, I will say it. They were better without Lionel Messi. They were better with legs that actually could move, with legs that would have a change of pace. And how does Argentina go on to win this? Because of the importance of the substitutions and how substitutes coming onto the field are ready to play. You ask players to be ready, and you give them the whole speech, and you want them to be ready, and you want them to feel the game so that when it's time to get on the field, they're gonna hit the ground running, and they're gonna be able to do things that are impactful, that are gonna change the game. But it doesn't always work that way. Substitutes don't always have an impact. This substitute from Lionel Scaloni that got onto the field had an impact on the game. And Nico Gonzalez, who came on the field for Lionel Messi, was perhaps the most dangerous player for Argentina from the moment he came onto the field until the game was over. His willingness to run, his willingness to go and win headers, his willingness to change pace, that gave Argentina a different dynamic in the attack. Leandro Paredes, who came on the field, and everything that moved, he went to tackle. Everything that seemed like a target, he went and got it. Everything that seemed dangerous, he went and cut it out. And that's how the goal comes from. And a potential transition from Colombia, Leandro Paredes cuts it out. And now here we go to the other substitution. Lautaro Martinez, who may have been thinking there, why am I not playing? I'm leading this competition in goal score. Why am I not playing? I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. 90 minutes go through. He's still not playing. What's going on? Why am I not getting on the field? But he was ready. And when he had an opportunity, he scored a big goal for Argentina and had an impact. So you ask the question, how does Argentina go on to win this? The importance of substitutes being ready to have an impact on the game, and man, did they have an impact on the game. They changed the game for Argentina. Argentina go on to win it.
When Messi went off, Shaka, did you think Argentina would win it?
I was a little bit uncertain at that point, just kind of given how even the game had been. Through that hour, and I thought Colombia had the better of the first half, and then Argentina had the better of the second, but of course Lionel Messi departs 15 minutes into that second half. I think what you've seen from Argentina, certainly what you saw in that last half hour, kind of sums up what you've seen from Argentina over the last 4 years. I think previously, and this was my complaint about Argentina, it was a team that was so heavily reliant on Lionel Messi. Extremely talented, but their only focus was, let's get the ball to the feet of Lionel Messi and then stand off. And over the last 3 or 4 years, you've seen this team mature around Lionel Messi, where it hasn't been Lionel Messi or bust. The supporting cast have grown into what's expected of them. You saw that post-Saudi Arabia in 2022, and I think you saw that as this tournament wore on. And while, yes, Lionel Messi still arguably the best player for Argentina, arguably one of the best players on the planet, this has not been a good tournament for Lionel Messi, by his standards. But Argentina continue to get it done. So while Lionel Messi departs, and that obviously raises concerns, I think this Argentina, this version of Argentina, has been able to cope with that far better over the last couple of years than they would have done previously.
What's more impressive, that they did it without Messi, or who they beat, this Colombia team, which we know came in on an incredible unbeaten streak and was the team of the tournament?
Yeah, that they beat this Colombia team and how they beat this Colombia team. This game goes in waves. Messi on the field, he comes off, what is it, minute 64, 65?
65, yeah.
Colombia had 3 chances in that time. 3 in the first 50 or so minutes. You've got a John Cordoba chance that James Rodriguez hits on a free kick right in his face. He doesn't redirect to goal, point blank. You have another opportunity from distance, from Lerma, that, yes, off distance, but still an opportunity. You have two headers in the box, and again, it's Córdoba who doesn't redirect it on goal. There were opportunities here for them to punish what I thought was a lackluster Argentina in the first half, and they don't do it. And what does Argentina do? They withstand, because it went in waves. The first half, I thought it was more Colombia. Second half, very good result from Argentina. First half of the extra time, more Colombia. Second half, more Argentina. And the substitutions were key, absolutely. Nico Gonzalez, Lautaro scoring his 5th goal of the tournament. It's how many different ways they can hurt you against a team that we've not seen be hurt this whole time. I mean, Colombia will still go down with 29 games unbeaten because it's 90 minutes. And in all those games, we've not seen them go down. In this Copa America, we've not seen them against the ropes. Argentina put them against the ropes. That was the most impressive thing.
What impressed you the most about Argentina?
Well, I think what we were worried about to begin with in this match was Colombia going to run out of gas. And so what I think Argentina was able to do is they were to stifle Colombia. Colombia weren't able to take advantage of the chances they created earlier in this match. And then you just saw the grit and the strength of Argentina and the idea that they've been there, they've done it, and they find ways to win games. And I think that's what we saw again tonight. We saw a situation where Colombia had the chances, they couldn't take them, and Argentina said, okay, we're going to turn this into a game that we know how to win. And then the subs came on, made a difference, and they found a way once again to win. When maybe, to Shaka's point, before this run, a lot of style, a lot of Messi, but not quite figuring out how to grind out results when maybe it isn't as pretty as it could be. This is a team that knows how to fight and knows how to find a victory.
Ale, what's the big regret here for Colombia?
That they really had Argentina in a place where Argentina perhaps were uncomfortable and they couldn't quite manage to create enough in terms of what they were doing in the attacking half. That they were not able to really find James Rodriguez in places where now he could find that next pass. That they couldn't get Luis Diaz involved as nearly as much as he should have, when indeed Argentina was absorbing a lot of pressure. This felt, from Colombia's perspective anyway, like we're playing well. We have confidence. We're coming into this final feeling great about ourselves. And you're talking about the unbeaten streak, and there is a whole lot to like about Colombia. They had been the best team in this competition up until the final, but they couldn't quite harness all of that. And some of it has to do with the fact that they were drained after the game against Uruguay. And while it didn't show, certainly over the first, I would say, 75, 80 minutes, you started seeing Jefferson Lerma holding his leg, and you started seeing John Arias not moving nearly as quickly as he was over the course of the first 60 minutes. And Richard Rios had to come off the field, and James Rodriguez had to come off the field. And you felt like the legs were going, and the minds, more importantly, the minds were going from the perspective of Colombia. And to address some of the things that the guys have said, Casey, and as well as Shaq, and talk about the toughness of Argentina. Think of a guy like Cuti Romero. Is there any striker in the world that would like to play against Cuti Romero as a center back right now? Well, probably not, given this sort of performance. And Rodrigo de Paul, you talk about grit. You talk about a guy that has sort of the image, the perfect image of what an Argentina player is like, is Rodrigo de Paul. That you don't know whether he's actually giving you quality performances or not, but he's running around all over the place. And when there needs to be a tackle, he's making that challenge. When he needs to draw a foul, he's drawing that foul. There's a lot to like about this Argentina team from the perspective of substance to their game. Sometimes it isn't pretty, sometimes it isn't dynamic or entertaining, but there is substance to the way they get results. Colombia did not have enough of that in this particular game.
To that point, and while it's really difficult to question a manager, Néstor Lorenzo, who leads a Colombia team on a 28-game unbeaten streak as he has, you saw Colombia fading in that second half, to Ali's point. It was evident for everyone to see, yet Néstor Lorenzo doesn't make a substitution until the 89th minute. And for me, while yes, it gives you the option of having fresher legs in extra time, the target here is to win the game in 90 minutes. You're fortunate to get to the 89th minute, being as second best as you were for so much of the second half. So in hindsight, and again, it's really difficult to question a manager who leads a team on this kind of an unbeaten streak. But I think mistakes were made in terms of changing things, freshening things up, and giving Argentina a different problem earlier on in the game.
You agree with what he's saying?
Yes, in hindsight, because you see how draining it was the semifinal match they had going into this game. But I actually didn't mind James Rodriguez being on the field because of what he could provide you in a moment of brilliance, what he could provide you on a set piece. He had the most touches on the field over 90 minutes. It wasn't Messi, it wasn't Angel Di Maria, it wasn't any other player. It was James Rodriguez, 75 touches. So I could see him holding there. But certainly, I didn't see the need for a player like Luis Diaz, who I thought, per his standard, had a subpar tournament to keep him out there. Maybe you could have gotten something, just a little something. You saw Quintero come on, and he's fresh, and he brings a spark. It's something different. You could have gone to that toolkit a little sooner.
Quick word, Casey, on Lautaro Martinez, who comes off the bench and gets the game winner. What a moment.
It was a great moment because earlier in the tournament, he was starting, and then they felt that Julian Alvarez was a better option to run for Messi, and that was proven, and I think he did a really good job. So I love kind of the egoless of it, to be able to probably be very upset that you weren't starting, and had a rightful case to be so.
4 goals in the group phase alone. Yeah.
But then came on as a sub and won the match and the tournament for Argentina. And that's why I think it's so important when you have players who buy into the squad, who buy into what that means for your country, and they're not necessarily being an issue because they feel they should get more playing time, and give him a ton of credit. I mean, Argentina doesn't win this tournament without his contributions, both from a starter and a sub, and that says a lot for the way the manager handles things, but also the way the players handle things.
Lautaro then the game-winning goal in the 112th minute of extra time for Argentina as they win the Copa America over Colombia.